Okay, we're in our last video of the sales pitch. We've given an overview of all the different steps. We've talked in depth about the demonstration phase, and now we're going to be talking a bit more in depth about the negotiation phase and the close phase. So here are our steps. The hook, where we're trying to grab their attention. The demonstration we've talked about. We're going to be talking about negotiation, where we're hashing out the details. We're going to try and make the deal in the close phase. And we've already talked about the service phase. So let's start talking about negotiation. There is a term in law regarding things like contracts and sales and transactions called meeting of the minds. And essentially what that means is you and your client, whoever you're talking with, need to first agree on the sale and agree on terms. So they need to say, yes, I want to buy from you. And both of you need to, and you need to say, yes, I want to sell to you, right? So that's agreeing on the sale. And they need to say, yes, I agree with these terms, the price, the quantity, all that stuff. And you need to agree with it as well. If both parties agree on the sale and on the terms, we have what's called meeting of the minds. So that's essentially what this whole negotiation phase is trying to do, is trying to achieve this meeting of the minds. Doesn't always happen, got to be prepared for that, but that is your goal. So we've already talked a little bit about some negotiation tips in a previous video. Make sure you plan ahead. That is the best thing you can do for negotiation, is to prepare. Okay, so you want to plan for your preferred outcome, figure out what that is. It could be how much you want to sell your products for, how much quantity you want to sell it for. You need to figure out what your bottom limit is. If they try to talk you down, which they probably will, what is the price where you cannot go below? If they say this is the price, you have to say, sorry, we can't do that. And anticipate obstacles. Figure out ahead of time what the client might say to tell you no, to try and get out of the sales pitch or whatever it is, right? If you can anticipate those obstacles, then you can prepare responses for how you're going to handle those obstacles and how you can actually show them that maybe they aren't as big of an obstacle as they might think. Again, we're looking for win-win situations. Try to avoid these take it or leave it scenarios. That's more of like an us versus you mentality. We want win-win situations. We're trying to build a partnership. We're trying to build a relationship. And again, listen to them. Listen to solve, not to dismiss them, not to just throw away whatever their concerns are. We want to try and solve their issues. We're a problem solver now. Okay, let's go over some more things. In a negotiation, you should be direct and you should be concise. You don't want to be aggressive, right? But you do want to, it's part of that confidence. You want to portray that you know what you're talking about. So in a negotiation, for example, if you're talking about quantities or you're talking about prices, give them firm figures. Don't give them ranges. Don't say like, I think we could sell it for, between $80 or $90. Give them a firm number. We can sell this to you for $80. Okay? Give them a lot of yeses and nos. Don't give them any maybes. Try not to say I don't know as much as possible, but sometimes that is something you need to say. But of course, you should always follow an I don't know up with I'll find out for you. Okay? Like I said, anticipate obstacles. And what you should do in a negotiation is try to make the first offer, because that sets the tone for the rest of the negotiation. Okay? Remember how we said figure out your preferred outcome? Try and make that first offer at slightly higher than your preferred outcome. Slightly higher. Because we're anticipating the client to talk us down a little bit, right? So if we go slightly higher than the preferred outcome, they're probably going to counter with something below what your preferred outcome might be, and then you meet in the middle at your preferred outcome. But don't go wildly above your preferred outcome trying to get more money, because that'll just put people off. The client probably knows what your product should be priced around, and if you go way too high, it's going to put them off. They're probably just going to say, no, get out of my office. And again, whenever you're into this negotiation, try and give them solution focused responses. Whether you're telling them, yes, we can do that, and we're solving a solution for you, or if you say, no, we can't do that because that doesn't really solve your issue. That doesn't solve your, what the problems that you're facing. We can't provide our best service if we do that for you, right? So even if you're saying no to them, frame it as a solution-focused response, right? So for example, a lot of people will tell you, oh, we don't have that in our budget, or that's too expensive for us. So you can answer that with, what budget are you trying to keep under, right? That way you're addressing their point, you're addressing that obstacle, and you're trying to work with them. You're trying to find a solution even to their budget problems now. Okay? So negotiation, it's all about problem solving. It's all about finding those win-win situations. Just remember that. And now, of course, we've done all of our negotiation. Like we've said in the last video, you should be the one to initiate the close. If met with concerns, repeat all that negotiation stuff, especially listening to the client. Because if you go through all this negotiation and they're still kind of hesitant, there's going to be reasons why. If you're at this point in the sales pitch and they haven't told you to leave yet, they are interested. But if they're saying no or they're hesitating, there's real reasons behind it. So make sure you're solution focused. Make sure you actively listen and you're looking for those win-win situations. Okay. And once you do get the close, make sure to frame it as confirming a solution, as we've said. And you've seen this screen a few times now. I'm going to end on it again. Make sure you focus on your soft skills, your confidence, right? Being firm and concise in your negotiation. With your speaking, make sure you're not coming off with an aggressive tone or a wavering tone on the other side of the spectrum. Again, articulate, be friendly about it, maybe even joke around during the negotiation if you feel that's a good mood. Because again, this is all about building relationships. If you can negotiate while laughing and making jokes with your client, and then you get the sale, that client is going to be a partner for life. So focus on these soft skills, and you'll have a lot better of a time with your sales pitches.